darling heart, and welcome to this episode of the Drink Less, Live Better podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to see that drinking less doesn't need to be stressful, lonely or boring. I'm your host, Sarah Williamson, and I decided to have a year alcohol-free as a little life experiment and haven't looked back. I'm here to support you with your alcohol-free or drink less adventures. You can follow me on Instagram at Drink Less, Live Better and find resources on my website, drinklesslivebetter.com. You can buy my book, Drink Less, Live Better. It's available in all the places you might purchase a book. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. Let's get straight to it. Our human need for reassurance. Have you ever found yourself asking somebody else, do you think I did the right thing or made the right decision? How about, are you sure this looks okay? Maybe you've lain awake at night, replaying a conversation, seeking confirmation in your mind that you said the right thing to the right person. I'm here to tell you, we all do it. The seeking of reassurance, this need to know we're on the right path. Are we, in our prime, confident and self-assured at this point in our lives? Here we are, sometimes feeling like we need just as much validation as we did in our 20s, only about different things. Well, newsflash, this is all normal. Right now, I'm asking why we seek reassurance, how to give it to ourselves, and when it's okay, even healthy, to look for it from others. Needing reassurance doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. The reassurance I'm particularly thinking of at the moment is wanting, and indeed needing, to know other people navigated difficult paths, other people got through tricky times, and other people are okay on the other side. Our brains are wired to look for certainty. It's a survival mechanism. Uncertainty worries our nervous system, making us feel unsafe or unsettled. When we're seeking reassurance, what we're really looking for is safety, confirmation that we're okay, and that we're on the right track. Seeking reassurance isn't a character flaw. It's often a sign that you care deeply about making good choices and living well. The problem isn't in needing reassurance, it's in becoming dependent on external validation for decision-making and/or confirmation. What can we do differently then, if we are aware that we're relying on external sources for reassurance? First, we need to become aware of our reassurance-seeking patterns. Are you constantly asking others for their opinion? Do you doubt your decisions even after you've made them? Recognition is so often the first step towards change. You could then start keeping a wins journal. Each evening, write down 3 things you won or you did well that day. They don't have to be big achievements. Maybe you handled a difficult conversation well or went for a walk despite not feeling like it. This creates a personal evidence bank of your capabilities. You could try practicing some self-validation statements. Instead of asking someone, did I do okay? Try telling yourself, I did my best with the information I had. It might feel awkward at first, but like any new habit, it gets easier with practice. Write them down if you cannot bear to say them out loud. Okay, so when is it absolutely all right to seek external reassurance? We're not meant to do life alone, and sometimes we do need an outside perspective. Having a trusted friend review your CV? Totally fine. Messaging 10 people about whether it's okay if you don't drink on the upcoming girls' night out? That might be crossing into excessive territory. Reassurance from others is best as the cherry on top, not the whole cake. Building that base of self-trust first is all important. The next time you feel that urgent need for reassurance, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what would I say to my best friend in this situation? Often we have all the information and the wisdom we need. We just need to learn to access it. You are doing better than you think you are. Your intuition is stronger than you realise. Reassure yourself that it's okay to listen to yourself. You are safe to do that. It's okay to need reassurance sometimes. Just make sure you're not outsourcing your self-trust entirely. I've just thought of a quick side note. A while ago, I was telling my therapist a story about something I had done and how I felt about it. I said to her at the end of the story, and that is another piece of evidence as to why I cannot trust myself. Dear listener, I wish I could show you a picture of what her face looked like in that moment. Let me try and describe it instead. She had her mouth open, her forehead raised, and her eyes wide open. "Stop right there," she said. "Okay, let's have a closer look at that statement, shall we?" She was correct. We laughed about it. Gathering evidence as to why we cannot trust ourselves, believe in ourselves, be kind to ourselves is a brutal way to live. Let's gather the evidence to support the truth of who we are: kind, resourceful, courageous, and more. We can look for reassurance externally, but let's aim to find it internally. Thank you for listening in today. Come back again next week. Check out the show notes for a link to a hidden podcast episode that will help you with your 5 p.m. cravings and details about my one-to-one life coaching and sober coaching programs. And P.S. I believe in you.